Hello, hello, hello. There has been a lot of Enfield information that's come out over the last couple of days, which is exciting because we've had like a blackout for the last few. Actually, it's probably been a year and a bit, I reckon. But whoop, the social media has come alive, and we now have more information coming out about this game. I don't think we've even seen much gameplay. I think we saw like a little bit of characters running around and stuff. Um, yeah, I think I've watched this trailer before. Yeah. Let's pause that. Hold up. Desktop audio. Let's go back to the start. So this is the first time I think we saw gameplay from this game. Back in 2022, which isn't that long ago, but we go. Interesting. Oh, there we go. Audio's playing up a little bit on their end, not my end. So this is kind of the first stuff we've seen, which is... Oh. Struggling to load. Interesting. Which gave us a little idea of like the environments and stuff and how characters will move inside the environment, but it hasn't given us much of the gameplay, really. I mean, this seemed like a little puzzle here where you can't be on the ground, like floor is lava kind of thing. Does look very pretty though. But we do have new videos to watch here in a second. I'll just let this one play out. Or maybe it won't. You know what? It's probably Twitter/X that is struggling there. So sure, we've seen that one, but when did they start posting? 2022. This was a while back too. Here, so here's the new stuff that we've got. So I've already retweeted this on my Twitter as well. They started talking. As you can see, they be cooking. It's coming. Wait, and Lone Trail is on November 7th. Wait, what's Lone Trail? Or I don't know what this is. Lone Trail. Lone Trail, stylized as Lone Trail, is the 31st major event. 5th intermezzo and the 5th celebration event in Arknights. What? What is this? Whoop, oh, no, I'm gonna have to drag it. Whoop. There we go. Lone Trail. Lone Trail. Oh. Is that for China, though? I think that's for the China servers, right? I don't think that's for ours. Which I guess still makes sense, right? They'll release this at the same time as Arknights CN's 4th anniversary event. May 1st to May 20... Oh, no, it has already come out. So I guess it comes out for us, the global servers, around this time. So everyone gets a chance to play Lone Trail, which is meant to be kind of like the lead up to it, isn't it? To the new game, Endfield. So everybody in the world gets a chance to do the Lone Trail side quest or side story. And then we jump into Endfield. Probably the tech test, I imagine. After over a year of silence, Endfield awakens. They truly did. They truly did. But yeah, before the catastrophe worsens, we must eliminate all hazards, save the survivors, and restore the base to full operations. So this kind of sounds like the base to full operations means, I assume, that we're going to get something like Rhodes Island, like the actual base Rhodes Island, in this game as well, that we're going to be upgrading. It sounds like less upgrading and returning back to operations. Operators are ready for action. Let us begin. End administrator. I do like that they've made this thing kind of like the Doctor in Arknights. It is now administrator. And as you can see, there is the full art, of which I have seen some things come out already, which is interesting. So this... oh, you can't see my mouse? No! Really? Ugh. Alright. Is that going to be more annoying? Why can't you see my mouse? Hold up. 1 second. No, this is browser capture. Capture cursor. There we go. What? There we go. Okay, so this character here, I already know, or have seen people talking that her last name is Chen. Which, given the character design, interesting. Now, it's still unclear whether this is future or past. That Endfield is set in. Actually, I'm just gonna... Whoop. Just gonna boop that in. Unsure if this is future or past. I'm pretty sure it's future, though. But Chen, so this is either gonna be Chen's daughter, or... I guess it depends on the time scale, right? It could just be a Chen descendant, not really her daughter. Or the other way. Mother / higher grandmother, grandmother, however far we go, depending on time scales here. So yeah, we have another Chen that will be joining us, which is very cool. And I've already posted about this character in the back here, looking very much like Calzit, but with a smile, which is disheartening. Or I guess not disheartening, but concerning. She doesn't usually look like that. But I have heard other theories as well that Calzit is apparently number 10 of experiments, or of her, I guess. So this could be another version of Calzit, which will be interesting. I wonder if they're a family, because they like all look somewhat similar. So they might all be from like the same family. And they're just now immortals, just scattered across the lands doing their thing. But we'll have a happy Calzit, I guess. Again, very interesting. And I don't think we've found out anything much more about these characters in the back. Not looking at a couple of the silhouettes in the background to see if there's any differences there. Okay, this one on the right kind of looks like Serta. Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, that was the first one that was dropped. And then they just kept dropping information, man. So the day later, we got this. A little trailer, which I won't be watching on Twitter because their video player is trash. So I have brought up the Endfield YouTube channel so we can watch it properly. But certain threats have resurfaced to stand in our way. As of now, Endfield Industries. Okay, so they're going the company name way again, kind of like Rhodes Island is the company name. Urgently requires a test run to collect crucial data. For every mile we push into the frontier, the environment becomes more hostile and the enemies more dangerous. Make sure you are fully prepared. Make sure you're fully prepared before setting off, Administrator. For every frontier. Okay, so this is an interesting word to use, the frontier. So that could be... That's usually in reference to places unexplored. So I guess this is a space thing, right? So we could have landed on a different planet and we're exploring that different planet for whatever reason we're doing that. It's unsure at the moment. At least I think it's unsure at the moment. So we're going to be pushing into the frontier. And as we kind of expand out, I imagine we'll be able to set up settlements, or we'll find settlements of people. And then as we push out further and further, we get more into the unknown, more into the kind of like the here there be dragons kind of areas. And then the content gets harder, I would expect. The environment becomes more hostile. Yep, and the enemy's more dangerous. Yes. So as we get further and further away from Endfield Industries, or whatever the base is going to be called, things will get more difficult. Interesting way of doing it. But yes, let's watch this trailer. So let's turn the music off. I think it's this one, Gameplay Demo 2. Or is it the teaser trailer? Hold up. How long is this? It is 2 minutes 54. So it's this one. Arknights Endfield teaser trailer. Alright. Let's have a look at this. We are at maximum, are we? Yes. Subtitles. Does it have subtitles? It's auto-generated, so it's probably going to be scuffed, so I'm not going to do that. Let's just watch it.
Since you came, do provide your signature here. An employment contract with Endfield?
Oh.
Seraph Directive? Who ordered this? You did.
Whoa, okay.
Can you talk?
Okay, definitely not Calzit, but probably related.
Base is in dire straits. We've been attacked by the Angoloi, and we only managed to keep things from completely falling apart. Are these the Angoloi? Where did they come from? The Angoloi were already here when the first humans arrived at Talos 2.
Lost.
Compared to the humans, they seem to be more endemic to this planet. This is the Blight.
What?
To put it in other words, this is how the Blight ruptures into the world. Many fear you because your course of actions have them worried about their own fate.
Is your course of actions?
Some respect you because your ultimate goal is to ensure that civilization survives and thrives. The rumbling Originium reactor is the heart of our civilization. The automated industry complex will be key to everything. With it, we will ultimately turn the tide.
Whoa, okay.
That thing? I planted it? We can only press onward and ever onward until we reach the northernmost point of this planet. A place that may very well be the end of our journey.
What? Oh my god, that looks sick.
Speaking of which, how should I address you? Administrator? Oracle? Perhaps I can just call you the Doctor.
Okay. Oh, hold. No, not contingency contract. I want to go back. Send me back. All right. Okay, there was a couple of cool things I saw here. Actually, a lot of cool things. That was a very good trailer. That was sick. Since you came... So, it sounds like they're playing the amnesia thing again. Because as you heard the voice line, she was saying like, oh, I planted this? Oh, did I do that? So there's some kind of amnesia thing they're playing into again, which, I mean, okay, sure. We'll see how that works out. I think the amnesia thing is I think when you do amnesia in stories like that, especially in games, it's more so the storytellers of the game get a little bit of leeway. so they can change the story that happens later on. It's kind of the same thing that's happened with Honkai Star Rail as well, right? With Stella, or the male MC. I forget his name. But she's kind of in the same, or that character is kind of in the same realm of having amnesia, not really having a backstory. It just opens up possibilities for that character in the future. Possibilities that you might not have thought of yet, and then you can kind of implement that easily, and then you can be like, oh, well, actually now they get some of their memories back, and as we look back we can see this was all building up to here, when really it wasn't. They just used kind of like a crux with the amnesia thing. Again, similar thing with Arknights as well. They do with the Doctor. Oh, he's lost his memory, so the world and the people around him kind of, or that character, again, it's a him or a her, that character kind of gets their information from their surroundings. I don't think we've had an event where the Doctor has actually remembered anything specifically. No. I think it's always been Amia telling them, or Calzit telling them, or some other character talking to the Doctor and telling them what's happened in the past. Maybe in the chapters later on that I haven't got to, because I am only up to chapter 10, a little bit of the ways through Shadowpoint at the moment. But so far I haven't seen the Doctor remember anything. So they're definitely doing something very similar here with the amnesia and not being able to remember. Again, this is kind of the thing. So this character that is talking, I imagine, is going to be the main character, the administrator, the Doctor, or the Oracle. Interesting that they use those lines. So administrator is kind of just, they're having a play with that word, right? It's probably going to become the thing for this game, is they're going to be known as the administrator. So yeah, they've taken that. So that doesn't really mean much except administrator. So they admin the Endfield Industries, obviously. But then they also said Oracle, which was kind of interesting. So someone that can see the future is usually what you get from an Oracle, or someone that is able to glimpse into the future or aspects of the future. So that's interesting. And then also Doctor at the end of it. So I'm guessing this character is also going to have some kind of... Doctor doesn't really mean they are medically trained. It could also mean that they are trained in sciences, or they're trained in engineering, or a lot of things. So that doesn't really tell us what the Doctor part of that means. It could mean a lot. But I would generally think they're going to go for the Doctor is in the health medicine Doctor, because it sounds like it's not quite Originium or Oropathy. It doesn't sound like Oropathy is on this new world quite. It's this different thing that they talk about. Let's move Zero Directive. So is this... I think this is the character, right? This is... That's us? Or an option for us, I think. So given the medical bed, the hospital kind of thing, it's going to be a medical doctor. Anything we can glean from the outfit? Not really. The watch, I guess, is something that's standing out to me. You did. So again, the amnesia thing, the character or the narrator is saying, who ordered this? Why is this happening? Why are we... I'm not sure if she said why are we here, but essentially those kind of questions. And then this other character is coming in going, well, you did. You ordered that. So amnesia is definitely playing a part here. This is interesting. I'm not sure what this is about. This whole like VR headset thing coming down. Oh. Unless that's a way of... So in Arknights, their Doctor is meant to be the tactician, right? It doesn't actually go onto the field, but you get that like top-down view of everything. I wonder if this is their version of that. So the MC or the main character will be wearing this to be able to see an overview of the field, and that's going to be kind of like the way of getting them involved in the tactics or strategies of it all. Ooh, what was that? Hold up. Okay, no, it was a different character. I thought it was another Calzitz on the other side. No, so this is another character completely different from the first ones we've seen, I believe. And then we come back to quite a, what would you call that? Almost sassy version of Calzit. Very, like, even the way she's moving very rapidly and everything, whereas a Calzit would probably just be like in the back corner, just barely moving and all that. So this person, it's probably going to be way more energetic, I imagine. Ooh, is that a company? Mountain Contour. So the first one I imagine was Hippogriff. Yeah, Hypergriff, yeah. So they're teaming up with Mountain Contour, huh? I don't know that company. The hub base. So the main base is in Dire Straits. That's so cool, though, visually seeing the planet in the background. Ooh.
Dire Straits. We've been attacked by the Anglo.
So the enemy is going to be the Agaloy. Or Agaloy? How does she say it?
And we only managed to keep
Agaloy. So I reckon they're playing with the word alloy there. So Agaloy, so they're going to be kind of metallic or earth-like creatures, which I kind of got the sense for as well when they showed them before. They look very very much based on that kind of thing. We only managed to keep things from completely falling apart. So that's Chen. Again, last name is Chen. I forget what Chen in Arknights' first name is. Yeah, she's always referred to as Chen, though. But this is going to be New Chen. So yeah, the horns and the coloring on the horns is all matching that. The outfit coloring as well. Yep. Actually, the design is actually very nice. Look at that. They're even... Okay, so something very interesting is happening here that I'm noticing. So Honkai Star Rail and Genshin, I think, as well. And I'm referring to these two games because they do 3D models like we're seeing here. They don't really use normal maps or height maps as much. I don't really see them using it that much. They prefer to use... They prefer to do kind of the World of Warcraft style where they actually paint in shadows into the base textures. But something I'm noticing here, especially as we look... yeah, my mouse is being displayed. You might need to make this bigger to be actually able to see it. But on this like dress bit, you can actually see there is normal mapping going on. Now, if you don't know what normal mapping is, it's like if you had a piece of paper and that's it. Maybe you've drawn a little bit of color on it or whatever. That is something without a normal map. When you apply a normal map to a piece of paper, you can start adding like details to it that aren't actually there. It's like a fake detail, but it's still a piece of paper. So when you move it around in lighting situations, you can start to see details. And what they've done here is, at least I believe so, I'm not sure if this is a CG cinematic or whether it's in-game. I imagine it's in-game. It's looking very much in-game. You can see on the dress that they've actually put in a normal map to create like the fabric lining on it, which is cool. I like to see that because while I do like Hoyoverse's art style, I do think they probably missed out a little bit with their normal mapping to get just even a little bit more of a push of detail in. This is going to make it very curious how this runs on mobile devices, though. I assume they're still aiming for mobile devices with this game. But yeah, I imagine that's a limitation why Hoyoverse decided not to do some more techniques like that. But very interesting. Okay. Endfield. So they're going to have these Endfield tags on them. Got it. Yep, so they're like metallic-like creatures. That's very cool. So we're going to be seeing a lot of that. So yeah, they are playing on the alloy word, I imagine. 2 characters. Is there anything else I can spot on these characters? I don't think so. No. Nope. Very interesting. They got like the Valve thing for like Steam Valve, the company. Uh, Very cool. Again, you're probably seeing the same thing on the ropes on this character as well. So this would usually just be textured in, but it looks like, at least from what I can tell, that this is actually normal mapped. So this is actually reacting with the light in the world.
Where did they come from?
Uh,
The Angloi were already here
when the first humans arrived at Talos 2. So they're natives to the land, essentially. And it looks like... Okay, it looks like they might have teamed up with some humans.
were already here when the first humans arrived at Talos 2. Compared to the humans, they seem to be more endemic to this.
More endemic. What does that word mean? Does that mean more like this is their home? Endemic. Endemic meaning. Regularly occurring. So there's more of these things than the humans. Got it. Rabbit.
Is the blight, or to put it in other words,
The blight. Okay, so they're switching oropathy for the blight.
this is how the blight ruptures into the world.
And it's much more, it looks like it's much more affecting the world. So I guess this is going to be more of a threat to general survivability for people, like farmland and that. I imagine the blight is just going to completely decimate that stuff.
Many fear you because your course of actions have them worried about their own fate.
Interesting. They're kind of like cyberpunked up, huh? They got like these metallic spines. Very interesting. All of them pretty much do. Hmm.
Some respect you because your ultimate goal is to ensure that civilization.
Hmm. So this is what the blight does. It just creates a mess, and looks like it starts maybe eroding the metal as well.
Survives and thrives.
This actually kind of reminded me of another game. Oh, what was it? I'm probably not going to remember the name of it though. It came out a little while. It was on Xbox Game Pass as well. No, it was an anime style game as well, but it's kind of giving me vibes of that. Let me see. Actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to try and find it. It's probably going to take me forever. But it reminded me of that.
Rumbling originium reactor
It's the heart of our civilization. So they do still have originium tech. Interesting if any of them have oropathy.
is the heart of our civilization. The automated industry complex will be key to everything.
The automated industry complex, I imagine they're talking about the thing that we're about to see coming up here when the structures start like spawning in. Yeah, this.
That thing? I planted it?
Again, the question of like, that was my actions. I did that. Now, they could be playing on something really cool here as well. If they're not going to go down the amnesia route, they could be messing with time a little bit. So it could be our future self that planted that. But our current self does not know, obviously, that we did that. So that could be what they're playing at. I don't think it's what they're playing at. I think they are still going for the amnesia route, but it is an alternate route they could be going for. Also, this got me kind of excited when they pull out here in a sec. I'm very curious how they're going to implement it. What is that? Wait. Are these tracks? Hold up. Is that? What would you call it? Rhodes Island base? Vehicle, maybe? Maybe that's what I need to look at. Sure, let's grab that one. Oh wow, no, oh wow. Okay. check this out. Hold up. Let me go down from full screen. Whoop. Let's open image in a new tab. I wish I could flip it to get a better view of this. But have a look at this. So this is, I reckon, the same thing, which this is the Rhodes Island base, or the mining vehicle that they took over. And I reckon it's the same thing. So it's flipped. So this is the front of it, or the back of it, and this is the back of it. So you can see there's one, and then there's 3 tracks, and then 3 tracks. 1, 3 tracks, and then we can't see the other 3 tracks. And then the other thing is this cylinder thing at the front. Look at that. There's a cylinder thing at the front. Very interesting. How would that even happen, though? And it's stationary, right? Yeah, it's stationary. So a couple of questions coming in here. Why does this look like rock? Like the same material that the building's made out of? 2, how is it even here? 3, how is it in the center of this building? Because if you look at it, there's rocks coming out on the left side of it, or broken stuff coming on the left and broken stuff coming out on the right. Did it get teleported there? Maybe that would explain the rocks and where they're going. Interesting. And then we get our first look at combat. So here we go. So we got abilities that we press, and it looks like they're going to be skill shot based, which is very nice. I like that. Baldruckus T? Oh, what? What? Very interesting. Why would this be on a planet, a different planet? Okay, so this is making me think this is in the future. 100% this is in the future, because if we've got statues dedicated to Baldruckus T, that means he must have existed to be able to build a statue, right? But why on another planet? That's very interesting. That's a cool visual. Not this. This is cool too, but the swirling thing before it. This is cool. Damn. Who's she reaching out to? An unknown. Okay.
A place that may very well be the end of our journey.
This is interesting. Okay, so this is probably like fast travel, right? And this is a very cool idea because you get to see all the environment, and they've done a terrific job with the environment so far from what I can see. So you get a very good view. So it looks like we've got a couple of them going around here, and I wonder if they only go down. I assume they also go up, like, so you can go the other way on these as well. But yeah, very interesting. So there's one that goes down to there, and it looks like one that goes to the side, and then one that goes all the way up onto the left side here, and ends up there. Whoa, was that the watch? Hold up. It is the watch. See, when I saw that character at the start, I was like, oh, the thing that's kind of sticking out to me here is the watch. The watch does something. What does the watch do? Could be playing with time. I might have been correct. It might not be amnesia. It might be time. It might be some weird play on time going on here. This looked sick when I saw it. I assume some kind of boss fight here. And this got me really excited. So when I saw this, I instantly thought kind of like Factorio, city building almost, essentially, only on a smaller scale, obviously, because it's just a base building, I guess. Yeah. So this is very interesting, and I'm very curious to see how this works. You can see actually, they have gone this Factorio route, because you can see these lines going between all the different facilities, and they're carrying stuff. And I assume if I hit play, we're going to see these like little boxes start to move around, right? Yes. So they are moving. So they have built Factorio into this game. Now, obviously, it's going to be a dialed down version, because this is only going to be like a side thing to the game, I imagine. But still very cool. So we're going to have to deal with supply lines, probably tech trees as well to get the items that we need. This is a really cool way of doing this. Very cool. I'll be very curious to see when this actually comes out, how well they've done this as well. Yeah, no, this is sick. Okay. And again, it's got these things coming out. I'm not sure if these are the fast travel things that they were grabbing onto and going down into that we saw previously, or whether this is just their representation of, like, this is a power grid or something that's sending power over into this zone. Seeing as there's so many, I'm going to say it's probably the power grid thing and not the quick travel thing. Yeah, no, there's way too many of them. So you're going to have to place these down, and they're going to give you power to the areas around, and then you can place other buildings down and then start building your supply line out. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very cool. Doesn't look like there's any defense structures. So I imagine all of this is probably going to be safe from attack. So unlike Factorio, things can attack your stuff, right? I'm pretty sure. Or maybe that's a different game. Can't remember. But at least there's not going to be any kind of thing that looks like it can attack. Otherwise, you would have static defenses built around the place. Very cool. Or we get to see MC's abilities. So the MC is actually going to have abilities, unlike Arknights. So Arknights, the Doctor doesn't really have abilities. Is just meant to be a really smart dude that's really good at strategy / tactics. But here we have our MC actually being able to manipulate what looks to be Originium. Maybe. And then we go through the characters. Okay, so let's just go back and see if we can capture that. This character looks like a healer. I say healer because we're seeing green. We're seeing kind of healerish colors as well. This kind of like light turquoise is giving off healer vibes. And then yeah, the kind of star thing as well. These effects kind of usually tell you either healing or buffs. When you see that. Oh, she's summoning something there. Oh, and then we go on to Chen. Now, Chen is giving me vibes of being very quick and very powerful. Oh, shit, look at that. She has like a full-on dragon that comes out. Oh. Okay, that's cool. Damn. What's in her other hand? Oh, is that 2 swords? Oh, it is. She's dual-wielding swords. I thought she had a staff for some reason, but no, okay, she's dual-wielding swords. Again, kind of goes with the Chen theme. Do we see? Okay, that's it for that. This looks like an enemy, 100%, obviously, shrouded in as much red as they possibly can. Another healer. This is giving me healer vibes. This is actually kind of giving me Loratina? Spectre. It's giving me Spectre vibes with the outfit, but I don't think it's going to be related anything to Spectre. But yeah, healing vibes again. Oh, bubbles. Okay. Again, green though, so 100% this is another healer. What's she using? What is that? It's some kind of staff, and it ends on a weird horseshoe thing. Okay. Alright, then we get this lady. Ooh, okay. A lot of power coming from that stance. Holy shit. Okay. Looks like she has like a battle dress made out of these metal things that are coming down on every side. Pretty cool. What's her weapon? I don't think we're going to see it. It's probably some kind of sword. Okay. This character reminded me of Angelina. Actually, let's have a look. Is it as similar as I think it is? Angelina. Oh, no, not Angelina Jolie. Angelina Arknights. What? Pick this one. Open image in new tab. So the red and the wait, does she have those ears? She does. Oh my god, is this Angelina? It's got the same black into the boots. Same black into the boots. The weapon is a staff with I guess like triangle-ish shapes. Oh, we don't see the weapon. Okay. Are her shoulders covered? Her shoulders aren't covered. This is Angelina, I'm pretty sure. Ah. Very interesting. Okay, so this kind of tells us that old characters could come back. We could see old characters from Arknights make appearances here. Again, which makes me think they're playing with time. I reckon this is going to be heavily time based. Very cool. Okay.
Speaking of which, how should I address you?
That's a voice we haven't heard before.
Administrator? Oracle?
What's the music? Author and composer, Phoenix on the Rise. Phoenix by Alexander Rudd. Hero Baldwin. Arknights, Endfield. Oh, so they're going to call it Arknights Endfield. I thought they were just going to call it Endfield. Oh, okay. No, the channel's actually called Arknights, Enfield. Makes sense, I guess.
Perhaps I can just call you the Doctor.
Over the frontier, into the front. Yeah, so it's going to be very much about expanding our base, expanding our territory, and going out into the unknown. Which is interesting. So they're not going to... I don't think they're going to be able to play politics as much as they do in Arknights. Which, does it mean they're only going to really have one enemy, and it's those alloy creatures? The Agaloys, I think they were called. Huh. That's going to be interesting, because they are very good at writing political stories and conflict stories between different factions, which I guess is political. So I'm very curious where that's going to show up in this, because it doesn't seem like they've left themselves much room to do that. They've kind of just gone like, this is our enemy. There's basically two humans. It's the Endfield people and the people that are aligned with Endfield, and then the other people that have aligned themselves with the Agaloys that have got the metallic spines and everything. Very interesting to see how they do that. All right, so that was the trailer. That was a day after their first bit of announcement. And then on that same day, they released a whole 4.5 minutes of gameplay, I think this is. Target location, Originium Research Park. Our mission is to explore the park, establish the automated industry complex to produce essential equipment, and eliminate any lurking threats. Our intel indicates that this area has been blighted. Stay alert, Administrator. Okay, so this might show us what the blight actually does. This was 4.5 minutes, so I imagine if we go back, this is, yep, 4:33. All right, gameplay demo number 2. Let's go. Audio. Already, I'm just gonna say, this looks fantastic. Graphically, this looks amazing. Like, even look at this tent on the left side here. There's so much detail into that. Oh my god, this is really cool. And they've done so. Hoyoverse usually goes fully into anime style for characters and the environment. But we have seen a lot of games that use the anime character style, but then combine it with a much more realistic environment style. And it looks like this is the way Endfield is going. They're going to keep the anime characters, but the environment is just... oh, they've gone like the full realistic route. Well, not full realistic. There is still stylization here. A little bit of it. But the majority of it is actually like quite realistic, which is very cool. I like that. That art style works really well. Oh, so she just crafted something here. Wait, how did they do that? Oh, down here. Okay, so we've got like quick skill bar of buildings. Interesting. So I imagine these are how many we've got. So the character here will go up and place one, and we should see one of these go down. I expect it's going to be number 2 here. Oh, okay. So it comes up with you can build right. So you can't overlap it. But it's also showing this bigger blue area as well, which might be its area of effect. And they are grid-based. So I doubt this grid moves, so everything kind of locks into step into where you can actually place it. So it's not freeform placement. It's very much grid-based. It looks like you can rotate. This R is probably rotate. One's probably place and one's probably cancel on the mouse clicks. There's also like this signal number up here. I'm not sure what that's indicating. Again, this is in Chinese, unfortunately. It's not in Japanese. I'd probably be able to figure out a little bit out if it was in Japanese, but no, it doesn't look like it. Places it, what happens here? Oh, yep, so that thing goes down to 8. That was 9 before down here. So you do have a limited amount that you can actually place. It looks like this is power or energy, 428 of 500. What else have we got here? This looks like it's probably the map, characters, weapons, inventory, missions, unless that's map and this is missions. And then some kind of green resource over here. Else, network connection, network stability, so multiplayer. So interesting. You might be able to build and work with others to build out this kind of stuff. Yep, so you want to build as close as possible. Interesting that they let you do this. So this kind of area is quite enclosed, right? Like there's tents and boxes and stuff all around. And you have this quite very small area that you can build, and you can just drop your stuff anywhere as long as it doesn't overlap another structure. So these areas could get quite claustrophobic and hard to get through. Unless you can walk through the buildings, but I doubt you will be able to. That'll kind of be... yeah, I hope you can't walk through the buildings. Yeah, no, she just walked into it and she couldn't walk through it. So yes, they do have... collision. Okay, so that opened the map. UID, okay, so that's our character. We're always wearing this VR helm thing, I guess. Wiki. Oh, I wonder if that takes you to an actual wiki page or whether it's an internal game wiki. Huh. Anything else here that's kind of sticking out to me? Looks like there's some resources. So the money we have, 56,000, whatever these are going to be, and 1,000 of the premium currency, I expect. PRTS new, okay. Cool. Again, there seems to be a lot around this power thing, being 433 power of 500. Oh, okay. Okay, our squad. So this is how you pick your squad. Level 40. That looks like it's the logo for Lords. So we might have the same classes and subclasses coming over from Arknights. In fact, it looks very much like we will have the same classes and subclasses coming over. Also note that they are playing with elements now. So this is something we haven't seen before. So it looks like these two are electricity based. This one is water or ice based. I'm not quite sure what that icon is. I would probably lean heavier to ice based. And then this one is fire based. And then you can see we've got the lords with the sword pointing down. We've got the sorcerer or the mage. And then we've got the tank. Still using those same familiar icons from Arknights. Abilities. So it looks like we have 3 abilities per character. This thing next to the lightning almost tells me that this is what do you call it? When you get a duplicate and you like basically combine them and they get like a little bit better. I think that's what this is. I think that's what that's telling us. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, go back. To there-ish. Alright, you see these arrows here? Left and right arrows. So you're going to have different squads, and actually that's probably denoted by the 0-1 at the back there as well. So you can have preset squads. Again, kind of like Honkai Star Rail. Actually, does Arknights do it too? Yes, Arknights does do it too. You have your different squads. I don't use that feature much. Yeah, I don't know why I don't use that feature much. I imagine I'll use the feature way more though with this when you've got the much more tightly knit. And now that they're introducing elements into it as well, so there's obviously going to be weaknesses. So they're kind of following the Genshin / Star Rail thing with that, which is probably a good thing. It adds a little bit more variety instead of just picking your squad that's very good and just having in Arknights just having physical damage and magical damage. Now we're hitting more specialties in damage. So you're going to be switching out which characters you're playing with a lot more, which is probably a better thing. I think that's probably a better thing because then you get to play around with a lot more characters instead of just having your dream team. So yeah, I think this is probably a good change. Oh, she's got 4 abilities. All the rest of them had 3. Interesting. Weapon. Okay, so you can level up your weapon. They're probably... This looks like they're doing... Oh, that's interesting. So you can probably level up the character and the weapon separately, which kind of telling me that there's going to be weapon drops in this game. Because if you can level them separately, it usually means that the weapons can be changed out for different weapons. It doesn't really tell me rarity level, so I'm not sure if they've got some kind of rarity level thing going in. It does look like there's stats attached to the weapons though, as you can see here, 30%. So I'm guessing different weapons will have different stats, so there's going to be a lot of play with that as well, which is cool. Tells us the attack, a percentage on attack. I'm not sure what that would be. Oh, increase in attack? Oh, okay, so it's like relics. Right. So this weapon is giving plus 133 attack. It's also giving plus 27% attack, and then also giving you plus 55% armor. I assume that's what that is. Armor, damage reduction, whatever they want to call it. Interesting. Okay. Sure. And then obviously this thing, so if you get it to 50, you probably level it up and then fill in the next one, and then it's to 60 probably, get it to 60, and then you max it out. Skills. So you can rank your skills up as well. I'm guessing these indicators with the yellow is telling you that these have the lightning damage applied to them. It looks like this is probably traits down here at the bottom here. Again, I can't read this, so I'm not sure what it's exactly saying. But you're getting a double buff for something here. Oh, actually. No, I don't think so. I was thinking maybe because the colors were kind of similar to the base traits that you can get on characters in Arknights. So when you place them in the base, they do things differently. But I don't think so. I think these are something else. I don't know what this is either. Okay, we see the same thing. So one yellow, one blue or turquoise ability there. Abilities again. Yeah, that kind of all makes sense. Cool. Oh, and then the stats. So having a look here, it looks like we've got health, attack damage. I reckon, ooh, magic resist and armor. Maybe that's magic resist. That's if they follow the same kind of thing as Arknights. And again, you can kind of see here the weapon is 40 of 40, so you can probably level this up and then you'll fill in one of those things. And it actually, the way they've laid out the sizes of these things, it looks like the first one will give you a significant buff or boost. Or maybe you unlock a trait of the weapon with that one. And then you get two small ones and then another big one that unlocks a bunch of those other things again. Just an assumption there, but that's kind of what that UI is telling me there. I don't see anything else. Nope. Okay. Again, the detail on the outfits is great. Very much liking it. Okay, so they're just out in the world, kind of blocking areas. Before we get into the full-on combat, over here you can see that there's like mining nodes, it looks like, so you can probably go out and mine in the world. Kind of what you expect from these kind of open-ish world games. So there's probably also going to be things you can forage. Probably going to be about it though, mining and foraging. There's probably nothing else. Oh, and probably drops from these guys. You're probably going to want to get the drops from these people to craft things. Probably weapons, I imagine. And also the buildings, so that the quick slots that we had before with the buildings, you're probably going to have to craft them out of these resources. Okay, interesting. Something I just noticed there. So here, the player was switching between the 4 different characters there, yes. But then you also have this like squad that's with you as well that runs around with you. So it's almost like you've got 2 squads, the one that you can play and then the other one that assists you. Okay, that was the ability going off there. So that was the one that they just enabled. So that did a huge like AoE thing. I'm noticing hitting. So these guys are already pretty high level, like they're 40 of 40, and the weapons look like they go to 60 of 60. So the weapons are already quite leveled, and they're dealing around about 1,000 damage per hit. It looks like there is some kind of crit system because I did just see like a normal hit for about 3,000 damage. So crit is involved here somehow. Ultimate abilities. Okay. And obviously they drop resources. The colors of the resources, so we just saw green there, so there's going to be some kind of rarity level with the resources that get dropped. Okay, and this is like the blighted land. Yeah, right. So it seems like it does have some destructive nature of like eroding the land and making it collapse. Oh, okay. I see. I see what they're doing here. This is actually kind of interesting. It's a cool idea. So she's gone up to the tower there and she's hit a button. Which I expect is create link, or yeah, I imagine it's like create link. And what it's doing for you is then tracking the distance you go away from the original node. And you can only go 80 meters. So 80 meters is your limit before you have to place another one of these nodes down. So I'm imagining this character or this player is doing this now because they want to set up a zipline thing essentially down to this area that she can see in the distance. And obviously because there's only a limited build zone around these pylon-y electric things, they wanted to move one further to the edge so that they could actually create one, which I imagine they're going to do now. But very interesting system they've got here. So you need to create linkages. This almost reminds me of Death Stranding a little bit there with how you can build stuff. Oh, okay. So once you place it down, then you go into the menu again, and then I imagine there's one of those is saying connect. And then it connects back to the other one, which I assume uses resources. Yes, it does. It uses power. So the power was like 455 beforehand. It is now dropped to 438. So that probably goes back to your base building thing, right? So you're going to have to go back to the base, create more power somehow. Also, it looks like you're limited on signal and something else. I don't know what that is, the 3 of 12. So you're probably going to have to go back to your base once you've capped those out and increase them. Again, this game is quite far on. Like I was saying, their weapons are 40-40, and it looks like they go up to 60. So they're quite far on. So you're probably going to start with barely any power at all. So this is quite built up that they've got. All right, let's continue. Oh, you can free look to where you want to connect it to. Oh. Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh, it uses the same resource? I know that blue triangle thingy material, man. Yeah, so it's using some of the same resources from Arknights. We probably could have expected that. Oh, that looks like it's a miner. So if we go back a bit, what are we at? 301? Let's go back to 259. So this looks like it's a mining platform. Enfield Industries, it says on the side there. Nothing else more there though. But yeah, that like little screw drill thing is telling me that this thing is going to mine whatever resource this is, which I assume is this blue rock. Already a couple of these placed here as well. So it's looking like you can't do this in your base, quite obviously. So you need to go out into the world, place these down, and then I imagine protect them. I expect there's going to be some kind of enemy force or something that comes around that tries to take these down every now and then, and you have to go back and repair them, rebuild them, clear it out, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, very, very interesting way they've done this. Cool, I like it. You have to actually go out into the world and set this stuff up. farming. This is kind of giving me the sense that they're growing some kind of material through here as well. So you can place these out in the world. Gathering, yep, expected that. Ooh, okay, that was interesting. Like a weld scan. What is that telling us, though? I'm not sure what this is telling us. And oh, is it these gold areas? Okay, so it highlights resources near you, it looks like. Because these things pop up, and this one over here is quite blatant that it's popped up. Oh. Oh, footsteps as well? Okay. Oh, a storage container. Okay. Quick travel? Ah, so you don't have to run all the way back. Okay, so the zip lines are there just to be handy to get around the area. You're not forced to use them to get all the way back. Okay, so this is the base. Okay. So we've collected materials, we've come back to the base, and now we're going to start crafting things. That looks like armor. And we're limited in the space we can build in. That makes sense. And then this is like the main hub area. Okay. That's looking very cool. Very, very cool. Huh. Right. Okay. So they've showed us basic combat. They haven't showed us in like boss fights yet. They've showed us the base building, although they didn't go huge into the base building. I guess it's just going to be more of the grid placement stuff though, right? But I'm curious how the little tracks work, like the Factorio tracks, how that works. We saw the movement, we saw the quick travel, resource gathering, resource buildings that you can actually build out in the world. The character switching, so 4 characters, you can switch between them, very Genshin-like. And we got introduced to the like the lightning, the water / ice, and the fire. So we're gonna start hitting into elements and characters that are weak to certain elements and who aren't. So again, it's following very. Actually, I shouldn't say it's following. It's grabbing a couple of ideas from Genshin and bringing them over into the Arknights universe, while then implementing this base building, which is quite a heavy, quite a heavier gameplay mechanic than I expected. I thought it was just going to be something that was tacked on a little bit to the side, kind of like Arknights has the base building kind of tacked on to the side now as well. But no, it looks like they are building that out massively, and it's going to be a huge core part of the game, especially considering the frontier aspect of it. So you're going to be going out into new areas, new places, new lands, and getting materials, laying down mining machines, gathering, and all that good stuff. So you're going to be creating little outposts around the place, which is an interesting idea, and I look forward to see how that works. I expect they're also planning expansion-wise to follow the Genshin kind of way they do expansions as well, where they kind of unlock further territories and lands that you can then go and explore. That's probably how they're planning on doing expansions. They still haven't shown us story content, though. I'm very intrigued how they're going to do that. As a company and a game, Arknights, being very well known for their story, I'm very curious how they're going to do that in this world. Alright, no, cool. So that was the second video that they released. And then they posted one more thing. which was also yesterday, was this? No, 2 days ago. Administrator. The administrator of Enfield Industries. Rumors claim that the administrator would always show up to turn the tide whenever a major crisis hits Enfield Industries or Talos 2, creating many legends and stories about this mysterious character. Okay. The administrator remains an enigma throughout Talos 2. Other factions are well aware that Enfield has a very special trump card in their hand, but that is all they know. As Enfield's most important secret, the administrator is kept in long-term hibernation with a cryostasis pod. Kept in long-term hibernation. Oh, okay. I think what they're saying here is when the administrator is needed, they are taken out of hibernation to do their duties. And then once that is done, when things are stabilized, they are sent back to the cryostasis pod, awaiting the next crisis, essentially. And then the images here we have the selection. Obviously, you can be male or female. So this is the male option. Yep. Kind of what you can expect. Who are you? And then the right one is going to be the female option. And you know damn well I'm going to be picking the female option 100%. Very cool. I mean, let's be real here. In the trailers we just watched, they had the female character as the main character. Like all the voiceover was her. We didn't really hear a male voiceover. So I guess that's the way it is, right? That is the way it is. Let's get some music going. Oh, that's playing the trailer. No. I want music. Boom. All right. Was there any... Oh, we have some Enfield designs here. This is good. Okay, yeah. The new Chen. Oh, wait. What are they... Oh, are they comparing the old designs to the ones that are now in the game? I think that's what's going on here, because this has changed quite significantly. Oh, not terribly significantly. Actually, this one's quite similar. The jacket has just changed a little, I think. This one has changed significantly. So I reckon they made this character early on in the concepting stage, and then they decided to make her a Chen, and then changed her color scheme up to match up to current day Chen's color scheme. Alright. Another character, another one. This one stayed relatively the same. Oh, that's all of them. The trailers. Have we got anything else? Any more information? People are very hyped about this. So yeah, they did take this idea from Death Stranding. Yeah, they've taken a lot of ideas actually from Death Stranding. Interesting. That's cool. I like that. Endfield awaits. It does. Oh, this is the... Okay, this is the poster that I wanted. Because this Twitter channel count does release a lot more information than is usually publicly available. They go digging, man. They go digging. Oh, so this account even discovered that it looked like Angelina. Oh, so the character's in the background. I think that's pretty much confirmed after we watch the trailers that that is Angelina, though. Everyone has original sprite while Mountain used the skin. Oh, I think he's talking about Arknights there, not Enfield. You got any more Enfield information for us? This is their board game for Arknights. Oh, here we go. PC specs. Arknights Enfield FAQ. Oh, wait. Oh, their website might be updated. Alright. Oh, that is very yellow. Ooh. Let's see what we need. Windows 10. I'm pretty sure everyone is either on that or 11, so all good there. You need an Intel Core i5 or equivalent. Interesting that they haven't put an AMD equivalent here. But sure. So I should be fine with this. Oh, wait. So it's recommended and then minimum, probably? Recommended specs, minimum specs. So they're recommending a 2060 Super, huh? But minimum is the 1060. Now, this happens a lot, that they make the 1060 the minimum. Why do they do that? Because the 1060 sold the most. It is according to Steam analytics and surveys or whatever they do to collect data, the 1060 is the card that has the biggest population at the moment. So they want to hit the 1060 so they get the most players. So yeah, that's a smart decision by them. But 2060 Super as the recommended. So that's fine. 6 gigabytes probably of RAM. No, 6 gigabytes seems low. I reckon this is video graphics. Yeah, okay, so they're using the same thing here. So I'm gonna go off the assumption that this means video or graphics. And then this means probably space or memory. So video memory, at least 6 gigabytes you're going to need. And then this one again is something memory. So RAM, I imagine, 16 gigabytes of RAM. 16 gigabytes of RAM. Wait, this isn't a mobile game. Ah, wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. I thought for sure they would have kept doing the kept making it so it was playable on mobile. Oh. That's interesting. Interesting decision. I guess that now makes sense with my previous statement around the normal maps being used. So they're able to do that because they're running it on PCs and not mobile. Fair enough. Fair enough. It doesn't change my... I sometimes play Arknights on the mobile, but generally I'm on my PC when I'm playing it, so it doesn't particularly affect me because I'll play this game on PC as well. Oh, very interesting decision there, huh? And then hard drive space, I imagine this last one is. So you're going to need 40 gigabytes of hard drive space to store this game, which is pretty chunky, actually. That is pretty chunky. Wow. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, look at these people in the comments. Wait, so is it a PC game? Yup. The RAM, yep, the RAM is kind of crazy to me. That's a lot of RAM. 16 gigs. Most people are going to be at this point. But man, that's interesting amount of RAM that it's using. Huh. We got any more information from this guy? World building book. No, he's just talking about the book there. All right. There you go. That is all the Endfield information I think there is currently out. I'll just go to their website and see if they've got anything else there. Arknights Endfield. Yep, this website. Enter. Damn, okay. Was not expecting that. Reject. Real-time 3D by Hypergraph. Yep, this image. I don't think it gets wider, no. The characters. Oh, the male Enfield, yep. Oh, and they aren't releasing 3, 4, or 5. Whoa! Those ears on the number 3... Oh, I'm tangled. Those ears on the number 3 down here kind of looks like Lapland. Oh, they're going to be releasing a lot soon. Interesting. Number 8 looks like Angelina. And we're back to the start. Very interesting. This is art we've seen before, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I've seen all this. That's all right. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's all the Enfield data or information we have at the moment. Very awesome. I have heard that they're technical testing next month in China, not here though. So they're starting the technical test in China, which means if they're technical testing, it probably means this is coming out next year. I expect probably February this will release, February, March, depending on if the technical test goes well. If they find major issues once they start getting more players into the game, then it might be delayed till like mid-year next year. But yeah, this is coming out soon. I thought their little experimental game was going to come out first. The one they've been working on for a while now, like even longer than Enfield. But it looks like that one's still got a little bit of time before they want to release it. I guess when's the next anniversary? Because we just had one, didn't we? So I guess the 5... Oh, actually no, that'll be perfect. At the 5.0 anniversary, I reckon it'll be an announcement that it is playable today. I reckon that's what they'll do. Cool.